Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. Every year for 3 years, I have been drawing myself. This creative project helped me to stay and feel more connected with myself. I draw myself once every year around my birthday. And 2 weeks ago was my birthday, so I'm due for another self portrait. I felt like sharing with you few ways you can start doing this yearly project starting from your next birthday, and with that, stay more connected to yourself. To do this project, you need sketchbooks. I'll be using this sketchbook. It's a Stillman and Burn premium sketchbook. It's a mixed media sketchbook. It has a slightly toned paper. Not that toned, it is like a milky white paper, which I like. So I'll be using this one. I will also be using this moleskin. It is an A5 moleskin and pretty small. I will also be using this small red moleskin. This sketchbook is even smaller. Next, you need materials to do this project. I will be using very simple materials. So these are my materials. These are two mechanical pencils, and this is another big one, and a retractable eraser to erase some certain details. You can do it with this ones. You don't have to only use one type of materials. You can obviously do any kind of materials. I like simplicity, so these are the materials I enjoy drawing with. I generally draw with them, so I don't have to think too much about what materials I will be using, because that led me to an art block sometimes, and I don't like to overthink which materials I'll be using. Also, anyone can start this self portrait project. You don't need fancy tools or materials to start. I will share with you 4 easy ways I like to draw, especially the last one. It requires very less to no skills. The first way you can do this creative project is to draw yourself from a mirror. You can take a big mirror, you can take a small mirror, but this kind of a small mirror is portable, so you can put it in front of your desk and work from your desk. To the first portrait, I'm using this small round mirror. The reason why I started working on this creative project 3 years ago is pretty simple. I wanted to document how my face changes every year as I grow older. But that you can do by simply taking a picture around your birthday. But the second reason, which was most important to me, which is to spend time observing myself. Taking a picture takes you less than 10 seconds, but when you sit and draw yourself, you observe. Every time I look at the mirror, I observe not just how my face changed and how older I got, but I also notice how I'm feeling. You can observe things like how tired you are or what you actually feeling right now. Is it tiredness or is it like lack of sleep? I always feel like I need more sleep in my life. So that's what I was observing. When I was doing back and forth, seeing myself in the mirror and then again drawing, I started to observe that I require more sleep because my eyes looked really tired. I have been doing these self portraits for 3 years, and every year I look back the previous year's art. I remember all these feelings that I was feeling when I drew. I don't observe how my face changed, but mostly I observe how my feeling changed, what I was feeling back then versus what I feel now. So it almost acts like a self reflection, which is why I really love this project. To create a self portrait using a mirror is great, but it does have some cons. The biggest con is it doesn't allow me to take bathroom break. Once you moved the pose, and now you have a different pose to work from. Which brings me to my next way how I like to do this creative project and draw myself is from reference photo. Here you can pose however you want. You can creatively make yourself pose in certain way, and also you can add things like here I added my favorite toy, and I also posed in a very relaxed way. You can be as creative as you like with reference photos, and from that you start working on your portrait. I like this way because it allows me to slow down, take time, and really appreciate small details around the face, and I can spend as much time as I need.
and slowly work. As you see me drawing here, I am working from a reference, but I don't really look like these drawings. There are certain face structures, physical stuff that may resemble to my face, but I don't exactly, photocopy of these drawings. The whole point of this creative project is to draw and feel, and not about technique and accuracy.
Next, I'll use this sketchbook, this Stillman and Burns sketchbook.
So the next prompt to work on your self-portrait is to draw from intuition. So you use no photos, no mirror to look at yourself, but draw what you think you look like rather than what you feel you look like. So it's very intuitive kind of an art prompt to work on. How big? I want it to be this much bigger. I feel like I have a very round face, so I'm going to make a very round structure for my face. Um, well, it's only because I saw myself so many times and I think I do have a very emoji type face. Yeah, like an emoji round face. And that's what I'm going to be making here, a rounder structure. And I love my wavy hair, so I'm going to keep my hair wavy in here. I'm very loosely structuring these. I hope I will keep these footage here, but it's a little bit boring to look at first. But I hope I keep them. I also think I have a round button nose, so I'm going to be adding. I started working on this project 3 years ago, and I still regret not starting it sooner. I started drawing so many years ago, but the reason I didn't start this creative project because I always thought that I don't have that skill level yet. When I will reach to certain skill level, I will start making this project, because I always wanted to start a self portrait project, but I never started it because I was always doubting myself. When I started not caring about perfection and just started to care about emotion, how this project actually making me feel, I started feel more connected. Not only I started this creative project, but also I started to draw more. So if you feel like you don't have that skills yet to make your self portrait exactly what you look like, this project is not about that. This project is not about making what you see in a reference or what you are seeing through mirror. It's all about what you're actually feeling. The whole point of this creative project is to with yourself, sit with your feelings. The whole project is to sit once every year with yourself, spend time a little bit with yourself and be with yourself. It will help you start to notice more about your emotions and your feelings. I used to be one of those artists who think too much about accuracy and technique. But when I started to lean more into emotions and feelings about and express through my art, I feel more free. I also like create more, and I think it is very important as an artist have more creative days in your life. This next way to do this creative project to make a self portrait for yourself is the most easiest way. All you need is a piece of paper and a pen. There are few things you are going to draw. First is the shape of the face. Second, how your eyes and your nose look like. And the third, your lip shape. In my case, I have a round face, a button nose, very tired looking eyes. I also wear glasses, but I skipped it because I wasn't wearing glasses when I drew them. Once you draw them, tear the page into half, put one half side by side to your face, like if you can see any resemblance or not. Alternatively, you can also tear a page into half and put it side by side and then draw what you're seeing. I don't know how to explain it. I'll just show you what to do. I will link the video that I saw on Instagram, the person who did it, and see how to actually do it because he showed it in the video very clearly.
This is another one I did. Here I put my face side by side and I kind of what I saw in my face, I drew it. It was also similar. Here also same thing I did. I put my face in the other half and put this in the other half and saw and drew. And that's why the lines got a little bit scribbly, but that's beside the point. You know, I do wear glasses. I think the structure looks a little bit closer to my face. I'll put one of these pages up with my face like side by side and you can see the structure. I think that was like the most easiest one and also fun. I never tried it before and the results are not very, you know, polished or finished results, but I think these are like quite interesting to look at. And they do, you know, when I put my face side by side, I do think they kind of you can see the face there. So yeah,
these are all the ways I do self-portraits when I want to feel more connected to myself. Let me know if you have done self-portraits before or you are thinking about doing self-portraits, and I would love to know how it make you feel as well. Before I go, I want to thank who is currently watching right now. Also, I'm really grateful to all my Patreons who allow me to make these type of longer videos so I can share not just my art but also my creative projects like these and talk out loud about my thoughts.